Hi guys, welcome to my channel again. This is Kyle. Today, I'm going to tell you the story about Amy, the Hedgehog Girl, written by John Codwell. Last time, we've talked about miserable Mr. Pack. He is here. And he is a very rude and miserable person. He is the librarian of the children's library, but he doesn't like children at all, and he doesn't like the wild animals, just like hedgehogs. And Amy likes hedgehogs because she had studied a lesson about him, about this animal. And now she has read the book about hedgehogs. What will they do? Can you predict it? Let's start. Hedgehog talk. Amy sat in a room, listening to the sounds of hedgehogs on her personal stereo, over and over again. Amy repeated the sounds herself. I'm talking hedgehog, thought Amy. I wish I knew what I was saying. I really need a hedgehog to help me. I'm sure there is one in the garden. If I made hedgehog noises, perhaps it would hear me. Amy ran down into the garden and made hedgehog noises as loudly as she could. She stopped and listened. But no hedgehogs answered. Amy tried again, as loudly as she could again, but only a cat came into the garden. I'm going to keep trying, said Amy. I am sure I can do it. At last, she got cold and she went indoors again. The next night, Amy tried again. She tried every night for a week. What are you doing out here? Asked Mrs. Harris. Wait and see, said Amy. Just then, the doorbell rang. It was Mr. Pack. He stood at the door in his dressing gown. Amy noticed that his hair is wet. Mrs. Harris, said Mr. Pack, every night when I have my bath, I can hear a noise. It seems to be coming from your garden. Amy giggled behind her head. Noise? Said Mrs. Harris. Some sort of animal, said Mr. Pack. I'd put poison down if I were you. That is the only way to deal with animals. As soon as Mr. Pack had gone, Amy dashed out into the garden. Mr. Pack thought I was an animal, she said to herself. I'm going to try one more time. Amy went down on her knees and began to make hedgehog sounded again, just like this. And almost at once, there was a rustling noise and a hedgehog lumbered onto the lawn. Amy was delighted. The hedgehog and Amy snorted and squeaked at each other. Suddenly, a torch beam shone in their eyes. What's going on? Said a voice. It was Mr. Pack, still in his dressing gown. The hedgehog rolled into a ball. Just like this. I'm chatting to a hedgehog, said Amy. You tricky young thing. Talking to a hedgehog indeed. Excuse me, began Amy. And what's more, Mr. Pack cut in. Hedgehogs are dirty little beasts, and they eat up all the vegetables in my garden. Rubbish, said Amy crossly. Hedgehogs are not dirty, and they don't eat vegetables. They eat slugs and snails. Now, if you don't mind, I was talking to the hedgehog. Mr. Pack was too shocked to answer. And his mouth dropped open as Amy snorted gently to the hedgehog. Slowly, it unrolled. A sly look kept across Mr. Pack's face. How often have you been doing this, my dear? He asked. Never before, said Amy. But from now on, I'll be there every night. Said Mr. Pack. You're going to be here every night, you say? Done. So that's it for today. The story Hedgehog Talk of the story Amy the Hedgehog Girl, written by John Codwell again. And today, we have known that Amy had gone into the garden She had listened to the hedgehog talk, and she is talking like a hedgehog. She had successfully learned the hedgehog language. So, at first, Mr. Peck is very rude and miserable, and he doesn't like Amy at all. Why can't he be very kind to her now? What is going? You can predict it. That's it. If you want to know more about the story, please wait for my next video. And if you want to get your prediction, you can tell me. So, that's all. Bye.